Hi guys, my name is Mode, and in this video I'll be exploring Logitech's quarterly earnings report. It was published today just before market open, and this is how the company performed. On this channel, I generally make videos about stocks, but I occasionally make videos like this as well, just to help us understand how far a stock has come, or how far the company has performed, or how well the company has performed in the last quarter. These videos are quite important, as Peter Lynch tells us that you need to keep rechecking the story again and again just so everything is correct, to make sure that everything is going just as planned. In my Logitech stock analysis video, I explained that sales keep increasing because of work from home and gaming. This is so true, as sales are up 80%, gross margin has increased by a few basis points to 45%, net profit is up to almost 200%. This is due to a few reasons. The first is that they received a large education order from Japan. Secondly, they've improved their product mix and volume is up. Has been double or triple digit growth across the board with the exception of smart home and home speakers. This is due to competition from Google and Alexa. PC webcams are up 300%. I can only hope that the company has incredible margins on this. Let's listen to what a CNBC anchor says about the webcams that Logitech sells.
Logitech CEO Bracken Darrell. Bracken, good to see you.
It's great to see you guys.
Normally we'd be in Vegas, maybe in a booth talking about some of the things, but I have got, gold here. It's a webcam. These have been, I'm afraid I might get mugged, right? Even in the building, if I, not just like an old generic webcam, this is actually a Logitech top of the line webcam. This is like a PS5.
This is just one example of how good the brand has been. As investors, we love seeing this. We love seeing people enjoying the product. Gaming is up 73%. Gaming is one of the main reasons why I recommended Logitech. Sales region by region have been increasing. From the look of the curve, we can see, however, that Europe, Middle East and Africa and Asia have been slowing. This is expected, as the kind of growth we've seen in Logitech is not sustainable. This may be a one-time event, but let's keep our eyes peeled to see how the company performs in the next quarter, just to be on the safe side. Sell-through is up 62%. The sell-through measures the sales of Logitech products through retailers. Retailers that have been selling these things like hotcakes will want to stock these things because they make some money off of the products. Also for Logitech, this is beneficial because sales are not being funneled down to the single website, which can likely crash and sales can be affected. But sales have been diversified across many other retailers. And for the ethical investor amongst my many viewers, Logitech has been doing some ESG stuff across the board. You can have a look at this in your own time. In the last quarter, Logitech has also introduced some new devices for the market. Although when it comes to the mice and the specifications, this is some high-tech stuff that I have no interest in knowing. All I care about is the money. Logitech has also introduced some video conferencing equipment. Although I like the idea, this is a bit redundant because people already own computers and I don't know why someone would want to buy a dedicated video conferencing device. Maybe companies would want to do this, but as an individual, I don't see any market for this, and it doesn't make any sense because it is very expensive. It's almost £1,000 or more for this product. However, it's not bad for this device. I do see some demand for this device in the long run, and it will continue putting pressure on the travel industry because the travel industry is made up majority by business travelers. And if a large corporation can invest £1,000 or maybe £2,000 on, let's assume £2,000 in total to get this device, it can save a lot of money by not buying air tickets for whoever is traveling for a meeting in another country or in another part of the world. It's in my opinion that the travel industry is not going to bounce back as well as people expected, because business travel is what makes up a majority of travel around the world. And if travelers around the world are resorting to such devices, such dedicated devices that make it easy for them to conduct meetings in their own houses, just like this, I can have a meeting, it puts a lot of pressure on the travel industry, and there is no, it's going to take a long time, and I see a future where business travel will continue declining because of such devices. Logitech has been increasing capital expenditure on video conferencing. So this thing is going to be a big part of the whole business. And if they do it correctly, I can see this segment becoming a big part of the company as well. While operating expenses up 48%, operating profit income is up 300% and some more. Up to now, everything has increased for Logitech. Sales up by 80%, income by almost 200%. However, there's two important things I need to point out. They've suffered some supply issues with the enterprise side of the business. They say that they'll sort this out by May. Let's hope so. The second thing is that inventory levels have increased by a lot. And one of the analysts asked a question relating to the inventory levels, and the CEO in his response said that the increased levels of inventory is not because of old equipment, it's because of new equipment that they're anticipating demand for. And we'll give them a benefit of the doubt. Let's see how they perform in the following quarter. If the inventory levels keep increasing, maybe it might be a form of a source of concern, but let's give them some time. Let's see what they can do with the inventory levels, because inventory levels can be a sign of inefficiencies. It can be a sign of not being very frugal with balancing demand and the supply of goods. So we'll give it some time. Let's see what happens. If you're enjoying the video, a sub to the channel would be. Accounts receivable is also important because it shows how inefficient management is collecting what's due to them. But it's not the case for Logitech. In fact, they've reduced the number of days in the conversion cycle from around 30 to just 15. So that's a good sign. They're trying to grow in the VR industry. They've brought out some new VR pen that you can draw. Apparently, I think you can draw in midair or whatever the case is. You can design. It's very good for engineers. I'm not sure it can be very helpful for other people because they need to design something before they decide to build it. But I'm sure some people will find some use for this kind of device. But this is just one market where the company is expected to make some ground or some money off of if they do correctly. Virtual reality is becoming a big thing amongst different companies. Apple is adopting LiDAR and all that kind of technology. On the new iPhones, you can see the black dot there. That's LiDAR technology. So this helps in virtual reality, creating maybe a 3D kind of effect with your surrounding whatever device, whatever object you want to scan. So if the company, as I said before, if the company does this correctly, we can see a lot of revenue from this sector into the entire business, and we can get bigger dividends. Hopefully they'll increase the dividend this quarter. With such good news around the company, it's expected that the share price on a day will increase maybe 10-20%, but it wasn't the case because it went down by 4%, almost 4% I think by closing time. But just before closing time, I did add to my position. I bought some more shares of Logitech, and due to this report, I feel more confident about the company. From the time I posted the stock analysis video for Logitech 2 months ago, the stock has gone up by almost 15%. And if you bought the stock by then, or at the time, it would have been up by 15%. But you can also choose to add some more shares because the stock went down 4% today. But it's an opportunity for new investors to get in. Logitech has again raised its sales outlook. It's always a good sign when a company raises its outlook. It revises its outlook to the upside and not to the downside. It's always a good sign. It's raised its outlook from 35% to 40% to the new outlook, which is 57% to 60%. But I believe that the company is going to do better than this. Maybe we might be looking at 100% because just from the quarterly report that I've looked at, sales have been growing by a lot, and we might see a home run for this stock. We might see sales doubling, even net income doubling. The old outlook for operating income was 700 million to 725 million. The new outlook is now approximately $1 billion. This is a good sign. If the company can sustain this, it will be very good. But this is a one-time event. The company has taken advantage of the our work from home environment. The company is expecting capital expenditure to be 80 million, but in my opinion, this is still a very small amount compared to the sales level and maybe the operating income. This is a very small drop in the ocean, but I mean, if you look at the sales, you can also argue that they don't need to spend a lot more on something that they don't need to improve because sales are already improving. But you know, what's important is that the business is investing in important things and things that can actually grow sales even further than they already have. It's better to invest a small amount of money in something that works than to invest a lot of money in something that you have no understanding of. And this is what I like to believe when I see such capital expenditure. It's a small amount, yes, compared to the sales, but it's manageable. It's alright. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. I will see you in the next one.